Press the magic
And
button.
I've pressed the button, which means we're live. And again, we're back again for another live stream here on the. It's becoming world famous now, this Imagery Hive channel. And
World famous. We've gone global, mate. International.
exactly. So I'm joined by Alex Gooch today. So Alex, as always, for those watching today, if you just want to give a quick introduction about yourself, and then we can crack on today's topic.
Alex Gooch, I head up the build to rent team and customer success journeys here at Imagery Hive. Obviously joined by Mitch Hanley, our marketing magician.
Yep. So the whole point of today's live stream today is this week we've brought out a brand new feature for Imagery Hive users, which is customizable reports. And we've done a lot of building, a lot of software development over the last couple of months, and I think this feature came about from feedback from current Imagery Hive users. So I know you've had this as well, Alex, where a lot of users have been getting in touch and they've been wanting this feature, and they've been wanting to create more than just their standard check-in reports, checkouts, interim visits. But now you can create your own report titles and basically build your own type of report.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's always been ways that you can sort of adapt our traditional condition
Yeah,
cleanliness reports, our interim inspections, but now we've gone whole hog. We've added our customizable reports option, which a brief summary of that now means that you, the user, are now going to be
yeah,
able to literally, well, customize the report. The
yeah,
clues in the name, isn't it? Really,
yeah, exactly
does what
that.
it says on the tin.
Yeah, before it was a case of putting um, square pegs in round holes as such, and it was like a bit of a workaround, but now we've just made it a lot more simpler for you guys now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, but first of all I'm going to show you an example of a customizable report that's been created on Imagery Hive. Let me
So
just add that in.
for those watching,
Yeah,
a customizable report beyond the obvious is essentially the ability to create a report that you want to do. So it's not just
yeah,
that condition and cleanliness check. It's not your general overviews. You can ask your own questions, your own answers, add your own images, which you've always been able to do anyway. Add your own images, I mean, but you can
yeah,
specify where you want your team to add images. So
yeah,
this example that Mitch is showing now is a Legionnaire's checklist questionnaire.
yeah,
So this means that the inspector or person that's completed it has been able to go around the property and then just simply answer the questions that you've pre-outset on the actual report, and then obviously add their own images as well. This is currently available on our browser version with a new app launch pending. When that update lands, obviously you'll be able to walk around the properties with said reports.
yeah, exactly right, Alex. So obviously this is just on the browser version at the moment, but the app should be in the next couple of weeks, like Alex just said. And the key thing as well is it helps. This customized report is, I suppose, the first thing is it's completely free for Imagery Hive users on a commercial plan. So that's pretty much anyone who's a letting agent managing more than 50 properties on Imagery Hive. So although this on customizable reports on other platforms are an additional paid add-on, because we want to thank our users, obviously we've taken the feedback on board. We've made this free of charge for existing users on a 50 property price plan.
I
So
think it's important to note there, like you say, Mitch, we've given this back to our users, and that's because of the popular demand of said feature,
exactly,
the
it could
ability
have been
to
easy
create
to
these.
charge for this as well. It could have been easy, but um, since launching it on Tuesday, we've already had some really good feedback already about this feature. So what I'll do now is I'll just dive in and show you guys how the customizable reports work and how you can create those basically. So on your Imagery Hive account, you just click on your name in the top right hand corner and go to the settings section, and then on the bottom left it will say custom reports. So what Imagery Hive has kindly done as well is we provided you some off-the-shelf custom reports templates that you can use on your account. But like we said, you can still edit these if you want to and create your own from scratch. But these templated ones we've created for you are one to help save you time, help. So we've got a Legionnaires risk assessment one on here for you guys ready. So you can use that template, or if you just want to make a tweak to that template, then you can do. So it's really easy. obviously HMO compliance one. We've got fire risk assessment and questionnaires, fire door inspections. I know Alex has done a bit with fire door inspections recently, and you've got your block management inspection reports as well. So these templates are all on your account ready. So what I'm going to do now is take a Legionellas risk assessment one as an example today. So what I'm going to do is clone this template. You can preview the template beforehand if you want to. Have a look at the sections in the report and the questions that are added in. But if you want to clone that, then you can do. So you just clone this template and give it your own name. So I'm going to call this a Legionella. Hopefully I spell it right. Risk template.
Whenever we're doing these live streams, because of the software that we have to use, it makes things a lot smaller on
Yeah.
the screen for us.
Yes.
So
Another neat feature as well is if you've got multiple branches on each Hive account, you can just assign this template to a specific branch. But if you wanted to make it available to all of your branches, then you can do. So you just leave it like that. Have a look at the sections in the report, and then you just clone it across. So you just click Save and Next. That template has been created. Here's all of your sections and the questions populated in ready. So like I said, you can have a look through these sections, and you can just make any edits and tweaks if you really want to.
I think it's important to note there that obviously yes we're providing things off the shelf, but equally you can either adapt what we've done. Maybe
Yeah,
there's questions in there that you don't feel are necessary, because obviously we've done this to tick the boxes across all of our users essentially. Obviously within your own branches or your own processes, you might not opt for certain questions. That's absolutely fine. You can remove those. Equally, you can start your own from scratch, as Mitch says.
yeah,
So if you did literally just want a full report that is, I don't know, is the door there? Yes, no. You
yeah,
could have that report. You can make that report if you want to.
yes,
I mean, don't
exactly.
get me wrong. You might want a more in-depth report than that, but that option's there for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. This customizable feature means we've given the power to you, so you can just pretty much do whatever you want with that. So I'm just going to leave this template. I'm happy with the template provided, and I'm just going to publish this this template. So now it's published. That means I can go to the property and create a report using this template.
I
So
reckon you should show us how to do that, Mitch.
yes, that's my next step. So what I'm going to do now is go to a relevant property. Another thing as well, just for the guys watching today, or you guys watching, if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments, and we can try and answer those for you. So
Equally, if you're watching this as a VOD, video on demand, after the event,
yeah,
so this is Friday, 4th of March, as things stand. If you're watching this afterwards, Mitch is always keen to respond to you post production, if it were. So if
yes,
it's YouTube comments or you're watching on LinkedIn or you found us through our support pages, fire us a message, and we'll obviously answer any other questions as well.
yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Alex. Yeah, so now I've gone to the relevant property where I want to create, in this case, an example Legionellas risk assessment custom report. So I go to that property, I click here and just click add custom report, and then I choose the template that I've set up. So I'm going to use the Legionella risk assessment. Here's all my sections as previously outlined. You click save and next, and then you can just go through and answer these questions in the sections.
It
So
then literally does become a tick box exercise for you. It's
exactly,
right, what's next? What's
exact,
next? Follow the
exactly that.
steps.
Yeah, and the neat thing about this as well is when the app comes out, the interface on the desktop site you can see here will be exactly the same on the app. So it's not like it's two different versions or stylings. The interface is exactly the same.
The only thing
Um,
just to note on that is where Mitch has got select photo from library, because he's using the desktop version. If
yeah,
you're using a compatible device with a camera, we will have a take photo button there as well.
yeah,
And then that tags against that exact question as you're moving around the property.
exactly that. So I say, like Alex said, it's just basically a tick box exercise, and you can add some notes in as well. So it just helps speed up your reporting time. Just you can just fly through this and complete your report. So that's one section done. Now I'm in the water temperature outlet. So is the cold water temperature under 20 degrees? You can, if you tick not applicable, then it won't appear in the report itself. But again, you just tick yes or no. Again, put your notes in, and you just carry on working your way through the report.
I
So
think I
what?
think I think it's important to note, just as you go through this, Mitch. Obviously, I said at the start that we've sort of built this feature within our software because of the demand and feedback from our users. That's something that we're always happy to take on board, and obviously look to improve our system. But this is something that's really going to benefit our current users, whether they're independent clerks or from a block management point of view, agents, because obviously these reports will add value to, in turn, your customers, whether it be your landlords or your tenants, residents as well. From that perspective, because they can obviously benefit from this. I know a few agents charge as well, so it's
Yeah,
another revenue stream option to their offering
to,
with their landlords.
yeah,
And
that's a
obviously, we're not charging for this either, so it's all encompassing.
Yeah, that's a good point, Alex, because obviously I know quite a few agents really want to do these reports, and it's an opportunity to generate more revenue for the agent. So typically, like a Legionnaires risk assessment, they may charge, say, the landlord 80 to 90 pounds, for example. So it's an additional revenue stream, but also you're showing the landlord that you're protecting their asset and make sure the property is compliant. Um, what I'm doing now is I'm just whizzing through this report just to speed up things. The answers might not be necessarily correct. It's just more for demonstration purposes, but you can basically see it's a tick box exercise, yes or no, um, and this is obviously using the template. You can add your notes in as well.
I mean, obviously, as we said, it's an additional revenue stream potentially, or equally, it's a way to stand out against your competition as well,
Yeah,
with the offerings that you might be able to have to your
yeah.
to your client base.
Another thing as well on your custom reports is you can add something called a RAG rating. So that's red, amber, and green. So like whether it's low risk, medium, or high. So in this Legionella risk assessment report we've built, we've added that in. So you can tick, for example, it's a low risk. So that's another nice little feature as well.
I'll tell you what, I've just learned something being on this on this live stream with you, Mitch. I never knew that was called a rag rating.
Well, I
Every
only learnt
day's
that
every day's a school day.
I only learnt that yesterday myself. So I'm not gonna
I,
lie. So
I
you
don't I
learn
don't know.
something.
I don't know if we're just displaying to everybody that
Yeah,
we weren't prepared, or our background knowledge wasn't there. But every day is an opportunity to learn.
exactly. So once you've done your report, you can sign it off as well. So just put a signature in there. You click done. You can preview the contents of the report before you submit it off. A nice thing as well is on the report index, which I'll show you when the report's submitted off, is that you can click on these and it will take you to that specific section in the report ready. So the report's cleared out. You've got your yes no answers put in, your RAG rating, any notes as well, and a signature. So now that's done, you're happy with the contents, you submit the report, that's done off. And now if you want to share this report with the landlord, you can easily do that. So you just click here, you click share report links, add a share link. You can put an expiry date of the link. So if I put, say, next Saturday and click done, you'll be able to copy that link and paste it and send it on email to your landlord or whoever. So I'm just going to paste that link in my browser. You could send it on WhatsApp as well if you really wanted to, and just paste it. So they've got instant access to the report.
I know a lot of agents, especially, do have sort of WhatsApp
Yeah,
business capabilities as well, where they can converse with the landlords. Having the link rather than having to download it as a PDF. Don't get me wrong, you still can do, but
yeah,
rather than having to do the traditional method of download as a PDF and then save it on your hard drive, share it into an email, that's sort of negated as well. So a
yeah,
little bit of a time saving thing from there.
yeah. So that's basically creating a report from one of the templates we provided with you. But as mentioned as well, you can also create your templates or your reports completely from scratch. So if I go back to the custom report section, it will say here, add a template. So I'm going to create my own template. So I'm going to put example template, custom report. I want to make it available to all the branches as well. You can add in your own disclaimer notes as well if you want to. So with the Legionnaires one, we've got a templated one that we found and pre-populated in, but you can also add in your disclaimer notes as well. That's quite important because I know a lot of agents might have like their disclaimers are slightly different, so they might want to tweak this themselves.
I think it's important to note as well that sometimes these may just be visual checks, and
Yeah,
obviously any opinions cast might just be the opinion of the inspector. That can always be helpful to go into a disclaimer and whatnot as well, just as a little nugget.
brilliant. So I've added those in. I click save and next. And then in my reports, obviously it's completely blank at the moment because you're starting from scratch and you can literally type whatever you want in. So I'm going to add in some sections here. So I'm just going to put example section 1, 3 sections in for an example. Example section 2. So you can add in as many sections as you want, and you've got control of your report. So I've added those 3 sections in, and then I want to add in some questions for those sections. So all you do, it will say no questions here. So you just click on there, add in your new question. So I'm going to start typing in my question. So I'm going to put example. All I've got is example question on it. Example question 1. So
Mate, it does what it says on the tin. We don't need to overcomplicate this.
yeah. So then here you can then choose your answer type when you're completing your report. So like I said, you can choose yes, no, not applicable. So you've got the tick box. You can have a free type box. So rather than selecting yes or no, you've obviously got just a free type box to type in any descriptions in there. And as mentioned earlier, you've got your RAG rating. So if you select RAG rating, you can call it your labels. So you can put, like I said, high risk, medium risk, and low risk.
I'm surprised you haven't used example risk.
I nearly typed out example then. So, example risk. Perfect. So I've done that. You can have the option to upload photos as well, 360 photos, documents, and notes as well. So the power's in your hands, really. You click done. I've added my question in. So if you want to add more questions, you just, again, follow the same steps. Example question 2. I'm going to do a yes or no. And you just build your report. And
No,
once that,
I think it's brilliant.
the key thing as well is once that template's been built, obviously you can edit it later on down the line, but then that's saved on your account. You don't need to build it every time you create a custom report. So all you do now is, if I just finish this off very quickly, and then I'll just put in another question.
Certainly, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity to note as well that with this, obviously these might be services that you've already been offering to your landlords or clients, but it's now all encompassed under the one sort
Yeah,
of banner. So you know that if you've got to do 2 different reports, obviously before we had this. So if you're going to go in and do a check-in question, condition and cleanliness report, and then also say a fire door inspection report, you would need say 2 separate apps.
yeah,
However, now because we've got the capabilities within Inventory Hive, it's now
yeah,
under one roof. So again, simplifying things and potentially, I don't know on this one, maybe some of you that have been historically producing your own custom reports have another cost attributed to that other report provider where
yeah,
you have been doing these yes no sorts of questions. Obviously, we're with the cost being free included within your subscription of Inventory Hive, we can now assist in saving a little overhead
yeah.
there as well.
That's a key point actually, because some agents I've been speaking to, that I think they've got lots of systems that they use, lots of CRM systems. They use Inventory Hive, and there's like multiple logins for different platforms. Whereas trying to get the custom reports and inventory reports and also virtual tours under one roof means less logins and it's more cost effective.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I've just published that example custom report. I've just completely created from scratch, and now I can go to my property again and use that template and create my custom report again. So it's a really, really simple process. So these custom reports will be saved at property level. Here's the custom report I've just created, and away you go. You just follow the same steps, complete your report, and sign it off. So
So
uh,
if you've got login access to Inventory Hive and you are either the owner account, meaning the subscription is essentially within your login, or you are an acting manager on that account, you do have the facility within Inventory Hive to create these custom
yeah.
reports.
just to very quickly, I've had a question come in. This is the first question. Unbelievable. So I've had Neil Turner from YouTube just ask, how much is it for under 10 property to manage 10 properties in Imagery Hive, basically? So if you go to the Imagery Hive website and click pricing, all the pricing is found here. So if you just want to manage 10 properties, then it's a one-off annual fee, but that's for unlimited reports for the
And that
10
it does
properties you manage.
include your custom reports as well. In
That
fact,
so it doesn't
no, it
include your
doesn't.
custom. It's just from the 50 properties and above for the custom
Yeah,
reports. But
it's
if
our
you want,
our commercial plans. My apologies.
yes. So let me. I didn't share my screen there. Actually, I should have shared my screen.
I was going to say I jumped the gun there a little bit, Mitch, didn't I? I was thinking you've
Yeah,
got unlimited reports, and I associated custom reports too. So yeah, the commercial plans, which starts at the 50 property price plan, that's where you have access to your custom reports.
yeah,
Apologies on that one, Neil, for any
yeah.
confusion.
The share button is frozen, so obviously live stream issues is what it is. But yeah, if you go
You've
to
got
our
our
web,
faces.
yeah, if you go to the website, Neil, um, click on pricing at the top, and then you'll see all the pricing structure there. But if you've got any more questions, then just head over to just drop us an email at info@imagehive.co.uk as well. So yeah, so thanks for everyone who's tuned in today. If anyone's got any more questions, just pop it in the comments. But we'll be here for another couple of minutes. Yeah, I don't know if you had any more comments or feedback about custom reports, Alex.
I mean, I think we've sort of covered it, Mitch,
Mm,
throughout its entirety. Obviously, you've gone in detail with the demonstration side of things for anybody that is an existing user. Obviously, if you're new to us or potentially want to be new to us because of seeing these custom reports and the other features on our platform, as Mitch says, you can go onto our website.
yeah,
There is a free 30-day trial on there. If you simply select get started at the top right, we don't take any card details from you, so there's no obligation. You don't get auto renewed or anything along those
yeah,
lines when you initially take out the trial. So from there, you can obviously experience inventory hire. However, if you do have any questions, as Mitch says, info at
yeah.
inventoryhive.co.uk, and you can talk to one of us.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions after this stream, just drop us an email. We'll happily share a sample custom report as well, and with the team as well at Imagery, we'll hold your hand and show you lots of love and support along the way to make sure you're 100% happy. So that sums it up today. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Hope everyone likes the new custom reports feature. I know we've had some good feedback already. And any questions, just get in touch with myself or Alex, and we'll help you out. So cheers, guys.
Take care.